Alright, hey everyone, Alex here. I just wanted to preface this video with a small little clip here. I just wanted to say that I hope everyone's being safe and being cautious with this pandemic that's happening. I do mention it in this video, so I just hope everyone's being safe. The main reason I'm making this little clip is just to give you a little bit of a disclaimer. I actually ran out of memory in my camera when I was trying to record this originally. So part of this video is going to be filmed in the car, like where I am right now, and part of it is going to be filmed in my little studio setup that I have. Most of it's going to be in the studio, but some of it's going to be in the car. I just wanted to give a little bit of a disclaimer so you guys kind of knew what was going on and why I'm in the car and in the studio for this video. It's only because I ran out of memory and I didn't realize it when I recorded it, so that's that. But I hope everyone's being safe, and I'll see you on the flip side. Hey everybody, Alex here with Off the Cuff Reviews. I am back again with a new video, and this one is going to be very special. I hope you guys are staying safe out there with this virus going around. I know it's a pretty big deal. Everyone's on quarantine, so I'm creating a bunch of content because I'm stuck inside, you're stuck inside. Let's do this together. I'm giving you guys the content so you guys can watch it because you're gonna be bored. I'm doing it because I'm bored. So let's get this done. I have a bunch of new videos coming out for you guys. This is one of them. And today we're going to be talking about my top 10 horror movies from Blumhouse. Let's get right into it. First things first, before I actually start the countdown, I want to address something just quickly, just briefly. I don't really like Blumhouse that much. They do have some good titles, but for the most part, I'm not a huge fan. I appreciate their business model they have going, but I feel like they lack on the quality due to this business model. So with all that said, I don't really like Blumhouse that much, but these are my top 10 favorite horror movies from Blumhouse. So let's get into it. Number 10, very gory. It is off the wall. It is a love letter to cannibal holocaust. And yes, I am talking about the Green Inferno. This one is directed by Eli Roth, and it does not hold back on the violence. It does not hold back on the gore. This is one that is not for the faint of heart, but it is on Netflix, and you can watch it while you're quarantined. So please go check it out if you are into that kind of stuff. I actually really enjoyed it. I know a lot of critics did not enjoy it, but I don't know. There's just something about that guy with the big tusks coming out his face. On to the next. So this next one is gonna get me a little bit of hate. Maybe not hate, but people probably aren't gonna agree with that. This should be on the list, but I'm gonna put it on there because I did enjoy this film and it is listed as a horror film. Happy Death Day. Let's talk about it. So Happy Death Day is a lighthearted movie. It's very lighthearted. There's a lot of comedy in it. It's pretty loosely a horror movie, but there are some good elements. Mostly Jessica Roth's performance in that film, I really enjoyed. I think she brought that film to life. This film is a little bit out there, but it is good, and I really enjoyed it. The second one, not so much. Now on to my number 8 pick. Can you guess it? Can you? It's gonna be Sinister. This film is still scary as fuck, man. I love it. I still love this one. If you guys like paranormal movies or anything like that, give it a watch. It's fucking good. Now coming at you in my number 7 pick, it's gonna be Insidious. This movie I actually really enjoyed, not as much as some of the other ones on the list, but I did enjoy the movie mostly due to James Wan being the director. That's because James Wan is just a master at horror at this point, so what else can I say? You know, it's just James Wan is James Wan. You know, he creates Insidious and we all fucking give him all of our money. It's awesome. It's awesome. The next one on my list is going to be Halloween. Halloween. Jamie Lee Curtis, directed by David Gordon Green. This one is action-packed. This one is great. I love it. I loved this like reboot thing that they have going on. It's not really a reboot. It's kind of like a continuation of the story, but they had a lot of elements that were callbacks to the previous films, and I really enjoyed it. I know some people didn't really enjoy this one as much. It is not the greatest, but it is definitely one of the better sequels or reboots or whatever you want to call it that have come out in the last probably 20 years. So, you know, give it up to them. It's awesome. It's awesome. That one tracking scene that was almost like identical to the second one, I believe, to Halloween 2. It's awesome. I fucking love that scene. I love that tracking shot. I think they actually made it even more intense, which is insane, but I loved it. So watch that. Now my next pick for number 5 is going to go to a movie that actually surprised me. This movie is thrilling and action-packed. The cinematography is great, and it's very innovative in the way that it brings the story to you. So this number 5 pick is definitely an innovative take on the home invasion movies that have come out, but I actually really enjoyed this. You can also check this out on Netflix. This one is going to go to Hush. You know, the performances in that film are just great. It takes this innovative take on a subgenre of movies that have pretty much been done to death at this point, but they actually did a very good job. I know this one has been on a lot of my friends' watch lists, so I just implore them and everyone else to take a look at this whenever you guys can. I know you guys are gonna have some extra time, so check it out. It's on Netflix, you know. Number 4. Most people are going to give me hate for this. I already know it, but you know, I just have a soft spot for this movie. It's good. I like it. It's actually the second Ethan Hawke movie that's going to be on this list. Can you guys guess it yet? If you said The Purge, you guys would be correct. The Purge, man. The Purge is just so good. I love this movie. I love it. I don't really like the sequels. I thought the first Purge that just came out like a couple years ago, I thought that one was good, but most of all of the sequels have been horrible. And a lot of people think that this first one is also horrible, like kind of falls in the same vein as that. I get their criticisms about this movie, but I think it's just fucking awesome. I love seeing this. I love the fact that they took this story and they brought it to life. And Ethan Hawke is fucking awesome. So obviously, why would you not check it out? You know, it's just, I don't know. I maybe I just like Ethan Hawke. Who the fuck knows? Maybe it's just Ethan Hawke. I don't know. But give that one a watch. I love it. And it spawned all of those horrible sequels, but we won't talk about those. The next one on my list for the number 3 spot. Did I just do 5? The number 3 spot. Oh my God. Okay, so the number 3 spot is gonna go to Split. I actually really enjoyed this one. This one is amazing. I actually thought M. Night Shyamalan did a fantastic job at this. Unbreakable is actually one of the best underrated gems out there. Most people overlook this movie. A lot of people haven't even watched it, haven't even heard of it, surprisingly. I guess Split and Glass kind of brought that movie to life. And I know that, you know, some people might not know this, but the characters in Split were supposed to be in Unbreakable when it came out, but they didn't have enough time, they didn't have enough money to do that. So what they did was they were going to make a sequel back in the day, but nobody would give M. Night Shyamalan the money for it until, you know, Blumhouse came along and they produced this movie. Split is great. Split is awesome. All the performances are amazing. The cinematography is amazing. The directing is amazing. The screenplay is amazing. I haven't really met a person that didn't like it. I know some people do have criticisms for it, and they are valid, obviously, but most people do enjoy this film. So if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. You don't have to see Unbreakable first to see Split, but you can, and you'll understand why they how it gets tied in. It's very subtle and it's at the end, but it does get tied in, and you will, if you do watch Unbreakable first, you will love it. On to my number two pick here. Can you guys guess what it is? We're getting close. There's not that many movies left. This one came out a few years ago. It's one of the better films to come out that year. If you guessed Get Out, you would be correct. Get Out by Jordan Peele. That movie is one of the best films to come out of that year. I believe it came out in 2017. Daniel Kaluuya's performance, I think that's how you say his name. I hope I didn't mess that up. But his performance is standout. It is amazing. I thought he did a very good job at helming his character. It's a pretty funny movie because there's a lot of satire involved, but it's also kind of scary at the same time. It's overall, the cinematography, the screenplay, the directing, the acting. Honestly, I would be, I would have given this movie an A, maybe even an A+ when it came out. And you might actually see a review of Get Out on my channel eventually. We're in this pandemic, so I can't really get out to the movie theaters right now, since they're all closed. But even when they do open back up, I'm gonna be a little bit cautious. So on to my number one pick. Can you guys guess this one? I haven't mentioned it. It's a found footage film. My friend thinks that I'm obsessed with this movie. Maybe I am. Paranormal Activity, man. Paranormal Activity. Number one, Paranormal Activity 1. It spawned a couple of sequels that were not so good, but a couple of them were good. But Paranormal Activity 1 is just top notch. It is a movie that's still scary today. The scariest part, even if you're just sitting there watching it and you're thinking, oh, well, that noise was, like a producer or somebody downstairs, like banging something against the wall. And you're like, oh, okay, like that's where that noise is coming from. But it allows you, the film does such a good job that it allows you to suspend your belief system a little bit, and you get drawn into their world, and you're immersed in this mysterious, you're hearing these mysterious sounds, and you're seeing these footsteps appear in the camera, and obviously these are all tricks and things like that, but they did them to such a good degree that it brings you into the world and it immerses you into this couple's identity, and you understand like why they do the things they do, and you're kind of left there like, wow, this would be scary as fuck if this was my life, but when this movie came out, it was crazy pandemonium. People were saying this is the scariest film ever made. There obviously people went back on what they said, but this film is definitely one of the better ones. I really, really, really enjoyed. This is the movie that I believe set forth the Blumhouse low budget model, where they are gonna take a movie, give a really small budget to it, and they're gonna do practical effects and do them well enough to get people in the seats. And they're going to do a very good marketing campaign, and that's what they did for Paranormal Activity, and it really worked. So with all of that, I bid you guys a farewell. Thanks for tuning in. I have a bunch of more content coming to you. I'm going to be going inside right after this video to go edit all those other videos. I have about 2 or 3 that are going to be coming out within the next few days. I'm going to try to get content out more frequently, since I'm doing this full time at the moment. So stay tuned. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for sharing these videos, and thanks for commenting. Thanks for everything that you guys do. I'm going to eventually start a Patreon, so you guys can subscribe to that as well, and we can, you guys can get some really cool perks. I'm already working on that, so keep an eye out. I just hope you guys are all being safe, being cautious. Thanks for finally washing your hands, and I'll see you next time. Stay safe, guys. Bye.